Well, moving on from agriculture to meter asset providers are asking for an upgrade review of prepaid electricity meters to enable them continue to carry on with their mandate of providing a device to electricity users. MAPs have hinged their call for the increase on the rise in various indices around meter manufacturing, including inflation, foreign exchange, and other factors, saying that there was urgent need for all stakeholders in the electricity value chain to meet and address the issues at stake. Well, we have a meter manufacturer who also doubles as a meter asset provider, engineer Ademola Agoro. He's also the managing director of Prodigy Global Services Limited, to tell us how they came about this asking for a review and other matters surrounding it. Good morning, engineer. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you.
Thank you.
So, even before we go to your request, MAPs became effective in 2018. Actual work did not start until about a year later.
Yes.
How much work have you done since then? I know we have a metering gap of how many millions? About 5 million or more. How much of that have you met?
Based on the statistics, we actually have, like you're saying, we have a metering gap of about 6 million. But when you look at, because of new connections, and it's actually about 10 million, well over 10 million.
That's what you have found out as MAPs?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
So
That's
when
a big number.
It's a big number. And, you know, the meter asset provider regulation, I think we couldn't do much then as a MAP because of some of these various issues that has been raised in terms of the forest and in terms of the prices of items getting up. But after that, the presidency came up with the issue of the waiver for the issue of the import duty. Then the issue of the NMNP was introduced through the office of the vice president, so which CBN was able to come up with a lot of support for the National Mass Metering Rollout Program.
Is that the one that the CBN said they are going to give a sponsor about 1 million meters? Is that
No, it's actually more than 1 million meters for the phase 0.
Yeah, the phase
CBN
1
was phase 0. CBN was supposed to mop up all the meters that are in-house.
Okay.
You know, when the Nigeria Electricity Regulation Commission approached all the meter manufacturers and the MAP, they are able to get a data of about 1 million meter that is in-house. That's what CBN said, okay, we are going to provide about $100 million for that. So that is going to, they are going to mop up all the meter that is in-house in Nigeria, the one that are on import, which CBN has graciously done. We are actually supposed to move into the next phase, which is the phase 1. Under phase 1, CBN is supposed to provide about $105 million for local manufacturers. The phase 1 is focused basically on the local manufacturer. This is with the intention of increasing the GDP, provide jobs for Nigerians, and to be able to do.
Well, if the CBN is doing this, then why is MAPs asking for a review?
Actually, MAP is not asking for review. The review that is being talked about is talked about on the basis of phase 0. When the experience that the local manufacturers, the MAP, added phase 0, you know, they have to go and source for their forests by themselves. Because of that, forests keep on increasing. And when you look at the component of meter, there is every part that we are using today is being imported. Because of that, that's why those CBN actually promise under the next phase that we are going to, that they are going to provide the forest. They promise that they are going to provide sub-loan at 9% or lower for the local manufacturer.
Okay.
So the reason why MAP are worried, like I informed you earlier, you know, in the first, the 0 phase, the MAPs and the manufacturer promise that they have about 1 million meter on ground. But some of the local manufacturer, because when you know manufacturing, you can metering is quite a lot. It involves a lot of things. But when you import, and because of the COVID, some of the people that import some of this material did not come on time, and because of that, the costs became high. And CBN did not provide any support, which they have said on the phase 0.
Okay.
Because MAPs have already said that they have this meter on ground.
All right, so, still looking at the prices, subsidy prices of prepaid meters came into effect June 2020. That's just last year. Isn't it too soon, to be asking for a review upward?
Like I said, the basic thing why is the communique that was issued out by the meter asset provider requesting for a price increase, where that people think that they are not actually. When you look at that communique critically, what they are saying is that the prices of meter is dependent on the forest availability. But the good news for Nigerians is because CBN has actually promised that under phase 1, if CBN did what it is the promise, there will not be any reason for any increase in price.
Okay, so with the promise of the CBN, are you withdrawing your request for review of price?
No, MAP did never ask for review of price.
You requested for review for the phase 0.
No, phase 0 is ending already.
Okay.
Phase 0 is going to end by the end of this June.
Okay.
In fact, they have said that this phase 0 is ending at the end of this month.
Okay.
So the next phase we are moving into is phase 1,
yes,
which is going to provide about 1.5 million meters.
Which CBN has promised to help with forex.
Yes.
So consumers shouldn't be afraid that there's going to be a change in the price of meters.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm saying.
So what we should focus on now is the functionality of maps.
What we should focus on now is how we can develop our local capacity. Because what happened, because if CBN, if they provided everything they promised under phase 1, especially in the area of forest, and then the local manufacturers in Nigeria, as of today, have the capacity. It's not about, the problem we're having now is not about capacity. It's about being able to bring in the raw materials that has not yet been produced in Nigeria.
Okay, so I'm just curious. You are a meter manufacturer also.
Yes, yes.
According to maps, you're supposed to source for local 30% of your local local in Nigeria.
Yes.
You're a manufacturer.
Yes.
Can you meet up with that 30%? And even that 30%, how much of that is really being produced in Nigeria and not just being copulated in Nigeria?
Okay. The truth of the whole issue is that when you say production, there's nothing that cannot be. Meter has different parts. The first stage of the metering is the design. When you do your meter design, based after the design, you can either to produce the board. Once you do the design to produce the board, by the time you produce every other part of the meter can be produced locally in Nigeria. But the issue here is that Nigerians just need to take advantage of the opportunity that is involved in the metering industry. When you look at the box, meter box, it's just a function of anybody that is into plastic before can produce a meter box. It's a function of the mold. So what we are encouraging people as a manufacturer is that we need people to play at the different chain of the meter.
What about the issue of quality, though?
The quality, there's a metering code in Nigeria today that everybody must follow. Like the major problem, look at the box I'm talking to you about. There's no reason on that why we should not be able to produce box in Nigeria, or even the material for box, 100%. Based on the metering code, what is being used is a polycarbonate. You're so surprised that, which is a byproduct of petroleum product. You'll be so funny that why can we not have that in Nigeria? Everybody depends on Saudi Arabia, Dubai, to be able to bring Morocco, South Africa, to be able to bring in those materials needed to produce the meter box.
So from your perspective, what's stopping us from producing it? We talk about byproducts of petroleum products, and I mean, we have crude, we're talking of petrol and all that. What's stopping us?
No, actually what we're waiting for is for the Dangote to come up. I believe if the Dangote refinery comes up,
so a lot hinges on that refinery.
A lot, I mean.
Because as of today, there is no company in Nigeria that is giving us that byproduct. If we can have that byproduct, it will automatically increase because the bulky part of the meter is the box. So if you have to be bringing box, it will take a lot of space in the container. But if you are, as a manufacturer...
And we're still talking of forex here.
Yes,
Forex, yeah.
That's the major problem. So the issue is that, and people should show interest in this industry. You know, metering industry is a very huge industry that needs a lot of people to take part in it and be able to solve the problem we have.
When you say people should show interest, are you asking for people who are seeking employment? Are you asking for investors? Because I do know that there are some Nigerians who actually have funds and are looking for, I mean, good businesses to put. So are you saying those people do not have the attention of the metering industry, or is it the youth who are supposed to work?
Like the box I'm talking to you about, let's just concentrate on the box, for instance. The first thing in the box is for you to have a mold. The mold, like this is a particular box. Then who designed the mold? You have designers, engineers that can design. You'll be so surprised that most of the molds that are being used today are still being brought from abroad. But if people, do you have capacity to do it? Yes, we have it. We have people that can design the mold. By the time you design the mold for your box, you know I can take that mold to any plastic industry in Nigeria to produce the meter box. Look at the volume of meter boxes that is needed in the next it's over 10 million meter boxes that will be required. So, but it's so easy, Nigerians will be shouting, no meter, but there are opportunities that people can take advantage of.
Who should kickstart this opportunity?
Exactly, because it seems there must be some, barrier to entry.
If there's a need, and I mean, people are asking for meters, because without meters, you can't get electricity. Without electricity, economic activities, accumulators. So who should start this process?
No, actually, we as a meter association, we're actually working with the engineering professions to be able to let them see the opportunities in this area, that we can see engineers that can start developing modes, especially showing interest in all these things. And when you look at some of these materials we are really talking about, it's all about chemical engineering. That we really need, there's no raw materials for production of meter that is not available in this country. But we need to really look at the advantage, that not look at it as a, because most of the people that are coming into the industry, they are looking about it as what they can, like sales, what we can, whereas it's a very huge industry that we can use to grow our GDP, to provide jobs, to get youth out of the street. Even in the, this is what, to be honest with you, the federal government through the CBN has really done a lot under this NMMP, because they provide the resources for the discos to be based on the meter that we said we have on the ground. And there has been a top meeting now. By the time we go into the phase one, it's going to help and improve on the industry.
Okay, let's say, there's this upward, review actually happens. Can we expect, some kind of drop later on in the price of meters?
Like I said, if CBN, under the plan of the present government, if the CBN stand to their word and provided the forest and the guarantee required by the local manufacturers, there will not be any need for an upward review. Okay. Because the only thing is just for the chips and other things that because they are all denominated in dollars. Why people are aggravating for is because if you are thinking of bringing a fully built meter, and you are thinking of, that is why when you even look at the second phase, that is the huge part of it, of $4 million. The program has been designed in such a way that the World Bank is going to provide funding for the second phase, but it's designed in such a way that it's going to be favorable to local manufacturer, because they give local manufacturer an advantage over the prices that people are bringing from outside. So the most important thing is for us for CBN to follow through on what they have promised, and for the banks, the major area that I think we might have problem in this whole process is the commercial banks. Because when you look at those processes, CBN is not going to give you money if the commercial bank does not give you the backup. Yeah. I, as a local manufacturer now, and the only advantage you can have to reduce your cost is when you buy in volume. If I went to a bank that I need 5 billion, the first thing the bank will ask me is to go and bring a guarantee of about 10 billion. Wow. Yes. And at the end of the day, if you want to drop the price, it's a function of the volume. And that's what the Chinese governments are doing. They are supporting their local production through guaranteeing a lot of things. But what we have decided as an association to do is that we are going to work together. So if I need an 100 metric ton of an item, if MOMAs need 200, A project needs 300. IRL, other company, only they all need. So when we all aggregate this quantity together, we will approach the producers of this material. We'll be able to get a good price. As long as CBN is ready to support us, because we all the commercial banks are into business, and they run power projects like other type of other business. One of the major problems we're having as a manufacturer, commercial banks in Nigeria need to understand the power sector, and they need to increase capacity in the area of people that does the risk assessment. Because if I went to them now, they will treat you as if you are a normal commercial customer. So those are the areas that manufacturers, meter asset providers are having problems to even assess even a good intention of the government. Because if the CBN provides this money, if the commercial bank does not give you the guarantee, you don't have access to it.
So what can the CBN do? Because, I mean, manufacturers have set them something like this before. There's been a fund created for them, the health sector. But accessing those funds become a challenge because of bureaucracy, because of commercial banks. I mean, commercial banks, like you said, they're also in business. Everybody's asking for special treatment, but they're also in business. So we have to also remember that. What can the CBN put in place to ensure that this fund is created, the meter manufacturers can access it easily so that, you know, the end product is gained?
The CBN need to force the commercial bank to develop capacity in the areas that they are providing funds for. Because somebody, head of risk in the commercial bank, that doesn't understand even the program of the metering process and what the CBN is doing, and you let him to decide the fate of a manufacturer, what you will be looking at is a normal conventional banking risk. But in a situation that CBN has provided $105 million, this is the money. What the commercial bank should focus on is an end-to-end on how to protect this money, not really about guarantees. They should know that because these things are going, the materials are going to be brought in through LCs and from here, and the end user for this product is the disco. So what the commercial bank should focus mainly on is the end-to-end on how to protect this money, not be asking the manufacturer for all those bureaucracies.
All right, thank you so much, Engineer Ademola, for joining us this morning and sharing your thoughts. And we hope to get more meters. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I can assure you, like I said, the manufacturers are above the capacity to provide the meter that
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, that's it on this discussion with how to close the metering gap in Nigeria with Engineer Ademola Agoro, MD/CEO of Protege Global Services. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we have another line of conversation for you. Stay on. It's Business Morning.